almost 2 days have passed since Resident Evil Showcase went live, and after observing the trailers and the footage it showed much more closely, I found some new details that you definitely missed on that chaos of trailer. So let's get going. So firstly, I'm not going over every obvious detail in depth, because I want to talk about the new stuff. So firstly, the cabin, which on the map it's written the Hunter's Lounge, is much bigger and it is expanded upon. There is the basement and also the second floor. Plus, the interior seems much more complex, and the house is already filled with ganados, as you can see here in the gameplay and also this cutscene. After entering the town hall, the overall layout is obviously the same, and it basically gives Resident Evil 4's intro vibe. But there are some little changes to this place. Firstly, the gate. The distance between the gate and the binoculars area was much more, and here it is like a couple of steps. Plus, the route that you could take to go, kind of stealth mode in Resident Evil 4 in the original is pushed a bit forward. You can actually see it right here when this ganado grabs you. After the controversial cow that Leon sets on fire, we can see some small details right here. Firstly, do you remember that red herb? It's on the same place as the original. Besides, there's this new ladder which goes down. It was obviously not in the original, plus the rooftops. You can probably do stuff on the rooftops as well, in addition to Dr. Salvador's house. Another small detail here is that this passage right here was blocked in the original, and in this gameplay footage you can see that it is not. Dr. Salvador's cabin is fairly the same, obviously filled with stuff and feels more like a house now, unlike the original which was pretty empty. It seems like Dr. Salvador can now break some wooden structures. It was not back in the original, and the wooden structure that he destroys is probably that structure that you could go around and pick that jewelry on the roof. Another small detail that the playtesters at IGN talked about was actually about the bell tower. Apparently it is destroyed, and if you try to climb it, it actually collapses. That is pretty much everything in the town hall. But in the road to the town hall, there are actually some interesting details as well. Firstly, the road itself is way more believable and filled with trucks and cabins. It feels much more lived in and natural. Unfortunately, the dog that you could save to back you up in the El Gigante fight has already died, which could be foreshadowing the dark tone of Resident Evil 4 Remake. And looking back at the map, we can see that Chief Mendez's house is pretty much at the same place, but apparently it is much bigger. And there is this abandoned factory, and I have no clue what that is. And going a bit up, we can see the place that Leon and Luis were tied up, and probably that is the first time that you meet the merchant. Other than that, everything is in the same place. There is the farm, there's the villa, this is probably the cabin fight, and also the church. Everything is the same place. Personally, have no idea what that checkpoint is, and the castle seems pretty big and complex. It apparently is gonna be a big chunk of the game. And these small details do not end there. We can return to the teaser trailer, actually the second one, which was basically a cinematic trailer. We can see Leon walking towards a table full of skulls, one of them being gigantic, which is most probably El Gigante. And also the IGN playtesters have confirmed that the bingo line is there as well. The first line that Leon says is, "How far could you have gone?" There are a couple of possibilities here. He could be easily talking about Ashley, which is not likely. Maybe it is about the villager, and the last one, which is most probable, about his escorts, the police officer. And finally, there is this small detail that everybody has been misunderstanding. Basically, here is where that famous first cutscene of Resident Evil 4 starts, but they cut it out. And IGN playtesters have confirmed that that cutscene is there, and that is why his neck is broken. So that'll do it for this video. It was everything that I could dig from Resident Evil 4 Remake's showcase, and if you have come so far and enjoyed this video, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm a Raccoon City survivor, and as always, thanks for watching.